The Invisible Man was directed by Leigh Whannell and stars Elisabeth Moss as a woman fleeing from an abusive boyfriend. But when she learns that he's committed suicide and she's inherited $5 million, things seem okay for a while until an invisible force starts to stalk her and she believes this man has found a way to become invisible. Leigh Whannell has been one of my favorite people working in movies today since Saw, having wrote that film and shooting it on such a shoestring budget with James Wan and starring in it, then working on Insidious and Upgrade, which he directed, which was awesome. I was very excited to see this movie, but after films like I, Frankenstein, The Wolf Man, Dracula Untold, and The Mummy, having another one of Universal's famous quote-unquote monsters being remade gave me some pause. Gratefully, this is nothing like those movies at all. This is a reimagining that works in spades. I know that you can technically include The Invisible Man with Frankenstein and The Mummy and Dracula and all that, but I never really thought they were of the same vein. Yeah, Universal owns rights and there's all kinds of random shit, but I always thought it was more of a sci-fi, which is definitely what H.G. Wells was going for with his original novella. And Leigh Whannell has found a way to make this feel very modern. This is slight science fiction, but it's really more of a horror thriller. And at its center is an excellent performance by Elisabeth Moss, who continues to impress in everything she does. She's really damn good in this movie. And you feel for her a lot because you can totally relate to what she's going through. Even if you're not a woman fleeing from an abusive man, more than likely at some point in your life you have felt controlled by someone or gaslighted by someone, or someone's made you feel like you're not worth anything. And this is why I care so much about her character in this movie. Because not only that, as this invisible man starts to torment her, and it becomes apparent that she has to do something about it, naturally, she can't explain that to anybody. Nobody understands what she's going through. If you say, I'm being attacked by an invisible man, you just look like a crazy person. Which is why I'm kind of surprised this reimagining hasn't happened sooner, because if you were to take that original story and put it in 2020, this is the way to do it. It's a smart, emotionally effective, and cost-effective way to make a movie. When you can build so much tension around something that isn't even on set. Because he constantly films couches, or he'll pan away from an actor to the corner of the room and he's suggesting that this guy is sitting in that couch, or he's standing in the corner. And you start to look around, even though you know you're not going to see him, you look for signs that he's there in a lot of scenes where he may not have been. And that's due to some really great suggestion with the camera. And this movie proves what horror fans and some really good filmmakers have been saying for years, and that's that suggesting things with the camera, making your audience question what they're looking at, introducing some mystery, making you lean forward and wonder, did I just see what I think I saw? That's how you produce good scares. It's not about loud noises. Yeah, there are some effective jump scares in this movie, but none of them are cheap. They're all really well done. And the use of sound is really important to this movie because there's plenty of sequences that are very silent, and you're almost listening for this guy's breath. This movie easily could have been very cheesy, but it's committed to the psychological aspect of this horror, what it's doing to Elisabeth Moss, and what it's doing to her relationships. Because this guy is super smart, and he's got a plan. And you can see it all coming into motion, like dominoes just toppling perfectly the way he wants them to make this woman look as crazy as possible. But you're on her side, so it's kind of an underdog story in a way too. I can't sing the directing and the acting enough praises. All of that's really good. The script is also pretty good. There's some good dialogue, although there are some plot holes and some inconsistencies about certain things that I don't want to get into because of spoilers, but I'll traverse it carefully. There's an aspect about transportation, how someone is getting to and from places, that kind of left me wondering at the end of the movie how exactly that took place. There's a very apparent Uber driver parked outside someone's gate, and I don't know how they missed that driver waiting there. There's certain questions that I have, having seen the movie, that kind of led me down a path of movie logic. Every movie has that, you know, where certain things just have to happen, and the filmmaker is hoping you accept it, even though it's a bit of a coincidence, or it probably wouldn't happen that way in real life. There's a scene at a restaurant where if there is just even one security camera, the movie ends, basically, or at least some of the tension ends, and There's just a lot of questions that could be easily answered with security cameras, and in a film that references security cameras often in someone's house, outside someone's house, you would think that they would also cover those bases too. It's a very easy fix. Instead of having that scene in a crowded restaurant, it could have been in someplace more private, but at the same time, for it to have its effect, it had to be in front of people. And so there's questions that sort of relate to movie logic. And if you're one of those people, like me, that sometimes goes, I don't know about that, there's a few parts of the movie that might bug you. But really those moments are few and far between, and I don't think it did much at all to detract from my enjoyment of the movie, because it was just so well acted and so well made, and I respected the reimagining rather than like having Aaron Eckhart fight a bunch of monsters and Tom Cruise run from some fucking bugs. What was he running from? Scorpions? I don't fucking know. The Mummy. God damn. I'm gonna give The Invisible Man a B+. I am really excited to see what else Leigh Whannell does. I understand he's working on an Escape from New York film. That's exciting. That excites me. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching, but I also want to give a big thank you to the sponsor for this video, and that's ExpressVPN. Every time you connect to an unencrypted Wi-Fi network at airports, hotels, or coffee shops, or even at home, you're at risk. ExpressVPN can protect you from hackers who are trying to steal your private information. ExpressVPN also offers content unblocking. And with much of the Studio Ghibli library coming to Netflix, except not in the US and Canada, you'll need a VPN if you want to access those here, and ExpressVPN allows for content unblocking. They offer the fastest speeds because they invest only in premium servers, making them consistently faster than any other VPN provider. They have 24/7 customer support, and they're rated #1 by TechRadar, CNET, The Verge, Comparitech, and many more. And since I do a lot of traveling in and out of airports, something like ExpressVPN helps me feel much more secure when I'm using public Wi-Fi. So please do check out the link in the description below. That's expressvpn.com/Chris Stuckmann to find out how you can get 3 months of this service for free. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching, and thank you to them for sponsoring this video. Look forward to more reviews very soon, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.